Hi everyone, I'm Aurora from Susan's family. Today I'm bringing you a new item, the velvet Ember cuffs and collar. It's divided into the scarf and wrist warmers. The scarf consists of fabric piece 1. Edging for fabric piece 1. Fabric piece 2. Scarf edging, and a fluffy ball strap. Fabric piece 1 is made up of motif 1 and motif 2. First, work and join motif 1 and motif 2 simultaneously. Then crochet the edging for fabric piece 1 and fabric piece 2, and crochet the scarf edging with all completed pieces together. Next, crochet the fluffy ball strap and attach it to the corresponding position. The wrist warmers consist of fabric piece 3, edging for fabric piece 3, fabric piece 4, and wrist warmer edging. Fabric piece 3 is made by working and joining motif 1 along the side. Then crochet the edging for fabric piece 3 and fabric piece 4. And finally crochet the wrist warmer edging with all completed parts together. Next, learn how to make fabric piece 1 and its edging. Fabric piece 1 is divided into motif 1 and motif 2. After working and joining them, crochet the edging around the outer edge of fabric piece 1. Here, except for the first motif 1, which needs to be fully crocheted, all other motif 1 and motif 2 should be worked and joined simultaneously. Now let's learn the crochet technique for motif 1. Start with a magic ring, crocheting in rounds counterclockwise. The stitch techniques used include chain stitch, slip stitch, single crochet and double crochet. To make it easier to watch, I'll demonstrate using a different color yarn here. Random colors. For specific yarn, color scheme and hook size can be found on the product detail page and paper instructions. First, start with a magic ring. Pick up the yarn with your right hand. Wrap the yarn around your left index finger twice. Now there are 3 strands of yarn on your index finger. Pinch the overlapping part of the loops with your right thumb and index finger. Take it. Then wrap the yarn tail around your left little finger once. Pass through between the middle finger and index finger. Transfer the loop to between your left middle finger and thumb. Pick up the crochet hook with your right hand. Insert the hook into the loop. Position the hook to the left of the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Draw the yarn through. Now there is 1 loop on the hook. Continue with a chain stitch to secure. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the loop on your hook. 1 chain stitch is completed. Pull tight. The magic ring is done. Now begin the first round. Chain 3 as the turning chains for the double crochet. First make a chain stitch. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise around the hook. Pull the yarn through the loop on your hook. 1 chain stitch is completed. This braid represents 1 stitch. Continue yarn over and draw through. This is the second stitch. Make 1 more stitch. We are now at the 3rd chain. Insert into the right side of the 2 loops and mark with a stitch marker. If you don't have a stitch marker, you can use a paperclip or safety pin instead. This turning chain counts as 1 double crochet. Continue working into the magic ring. Make 4 double crochets. The technique for double crochet is yarn over. Insert the hook into the magic ring. Yarn over and draw through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops on the hook. 2 loops remain. Yarn over and draw through the remaining loops in once. The double crochet is completed. The V-shaped loop at the top right is the stitch. Make 1 more stitch. Yarn over and insert the hook. Yarn over and pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat twice. Another double crochet is completed. Continue to make 2 more double crochets. After completing, make 2 chain stitches. Check it. Consider these 5 double crochets and 2 chain stitches as a group. This round is repeated by crocheting this group. I'll demonstrate the crocheting of one group again. First, make 5 double crochets. Then make 2 chain stitches. This completes another group. Continue crocheting the remaining 2 groups according to the chart. If the magic ring becomes too tight while crocheting, gently move the completed part to the right. Continue crocheting. After finishing, tighten the magic ring loop. There are 2 loops in total. First, gently pull the starting tail. One loop will move. Tighten the moving loop. Only one loop remains. Pull the tail tight directly. This secures the loop. Then join with a slip stitch at the marker position. Which means hook into the top 2 strands of the beginning chain stitch. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook in once. Slip stitch completed. The slip stitch does not count as a stitch. Need to tighten. The first round is now completed. For the next round, switch colors. Secure the yarn tail in this round. Chain 1 to secure. Leave a 5 cm tail and cut the yarn. Tighten the tail. This secures the yarn tail. Now crochet the second round. Take out the corresponding color yarn. Make a slip knot with the yarn. Insert the hook into the small hole on the right side of the slip stitch from the previous round. Pull the loop through. Adjust the loop size. This joins the yarn securely. Continue crocheting this round. Make 1 beginning chain as the turning chain for single crochet, not counted as a stitch. Continue at the joining position. Work 1 single crochet. Pick up the chain space below with the hook. Place the yarn tail for joining over the hook together to secure it. Yarn over and draw through. Now there are 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the loops on your hook. The single crochet is completed. The stitch is on the upper right. Place a stitch marker on this stitch to mark it. In the following crocheting, mark the first stitch of each round with a stitch marker. Continue skipping the left side starting chain, and 1 double crochet. Pick up both strands of the next stitch. Work 7 consecutive double crochets. While crocheting, place the yarn tail over the hook. Secure it while working. After completing, consider this single crochet and 7 double crochets as a group. This round repeats this group pattern. I'll demonstrate again. Skip the left stitch. In the left chain space, work 1 single crochet. Insert the hook into the chain space. Yarn over and draw through. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. The single crochet is completed. Continue skipping 2 stitches on the left. Work 7 consecutive double crochets in the next stitch. This completes another group. Repeat the pattern for the next group. Refer to the chart to complete this round. After completing, at the first stitch marked by the stitch marker, work 1 slip stitch. Insert into the stitch and yarn over. Draw through all loops on the hook in once. Slip stitch completed. Then tighten the yarn tail. Now round 2 is completed. Next round requires switching colors. Secure the yarn tails for this round. Work a chain stitch to secure. Leave a 5 cm tail and cut the yarn. Gently tighten the yarn tail. Now the yarn tails are settled. Turn to the wrong side of the piece. The yarn tails from the first 2 rounds of casting on and joining have been woven in for a distance. Continue to pick up the wrong side of the fabric. Weave in a few more stitches. Mindful not to pull the yarn tail to the right side while weaving in ends. Then trim off any excess yarn tails. Continue crocheting the third round. Take out the corresponding yarn. Join the yarn to the first stitch of the previous round. First make a slip knot with the yarn tail. Draw the yarn through. Adjust the loop size. Now the yarn is joined properly. After completing, work 3 chains as beginning chain. Then mark the top chain stitch of the beginning chain with a stitch marker. Next work 1 chain. Work 1 double crochet continuously at the joining point. While crocheting, place the yarn tail above the hook to secure it together. 2 chains, 1 double crochet, 1 chain, 1 double crochet and 5 chains. Consider this completed section as a group. This round is to repeat crocheting this group. I'll demonstrate again. Skip 7 double crochet stitches on the left side. On the next single crochet stitch, work 1 continuous double crochet, 1 chain, 1 double crochet, 2 chains, 1 double crochet, 1 chain, 1 double crochet and 5 chains. Another group is done. Continue down and follow the chart to complete the remaining 2 groups. After completing, on the starting chain marked with a stitch marker, pick up both strands of the chain stitch, and make 1 slip stitch. Pull tight. The 3rd round is complete. Then secure the yarn tails. Next, turn the fabric to the wrong side. Tuck all the yarn tails from the crocheting process along the texture of the wrong side of the fabric. Motif 1 is completed. Let's check. Motif 1 is roughly a square shape, divided into 2 chain stitch corners, and the remaining edge positions. Now measure the width of the motif. Compare with the data given in the chart. If there's a big difference, adjust your hand tension and recrochet. Next, crochet another motif 1 and work and join with the completed motif 1 as you go. Note that motif 1 has 2 color schemes. Different color schemes need to be connected alternately. Here I have a sample swatch of motif 1 completed up to round 2. Continue working on round 3. First follow the chart until before the 2 chain stitch corner positions. My sample has already reached the corresponding position. Continue with 1 chain stitch, then stretch the loop, insert into the motif to be connected. At the chain space of the corner, draw the yarn through. Adjust the loop size. Continue with 1 chain stitch. Now these 2 motifs are connected together. Continue working on the current motif. Work until before the 5 chain stitch position. After completing, work 2 chain stitches first, then stretch the loop, insert into the motif to be connected. At the right side, at the identical 5 chain stitches, draw through the loop and work 1 chain stitch. This connects once at the midpoint of one side of motif 1. Continue working the remaining 2 chain stitches, then return to the current motif. Continue until before the corner position of 2 chain stitches on motif 2. After completing, work 1 chain stitch first, then insert into the corresponding position and work 1 chain stitch. Check it. Now this current motif 1 is connected with the complete motif. Connected 2 corners, and the chain stitch at the midpoint of one side. When connecting corners, use the second chain stitch for connection. For chain stitches at midpoints, use the third chain stitch for connection. After completing the connection, continue with the same crochet method demonstrated earlier for motif 1. Simply finish crocheting the current motif. Let's check the actual project. Here between motif 1s, they're connected at 2 corners, and the middle 5 chain stitch space. Pay attention to alternate color schemes. Follow the demonstration here. Keep crocheting motif 1 until completed. Now let's crochet motif 2. Start with a foundation chain. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. New stitch techniques include half double crochets. Next, watch my demonstration of the specific crochet method. First, make an adjustable magic ring. After completing, chain 2 as the turning chain for half double crochets. Count as 1 stitch. On the top chain of the turning chain, place a stitch marker to mark. Then work 11 half double crochets into the magic ring. The technique for half double crochet is yarn over and insert the hook, yarn over and draw through. 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. 1 half double crochet is completed. Work another stitch. Yarn over and insert the hook. Yarn over and draw through. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. Another half double crochet is completed. Continue to work the remaining 9 half double crochets. Tighten the magic ring after completing. Then at the position marked with the stitch marker, make 1 slip stitch. Pull tight. The first round is now completed. Switch to a new color for the next round. Weave in ends for this round. Move on to round 2. Join yarn at the slip stitch position from the previous round. Chain 5 after completing. Then skip the joining yarn, and 1 stitch on the left side. Make 1 slip stitch in the next stitch. The oval shape slip stitch here means not to pull too tight. Continue with 1 chain stitch. Skip the next stitch. Make 1 slip stitch, not tightened, in the stitch on the left side. Take a look. Consider the completed part as a group. This round is about repeating this group pattern. Let me demonstrate again. Chain 5 first. Skip 1 stitch. Make 1 slip stitch in the next stitch. 1 chain stitch. Skip 1 stitch. Make 1 slip stitch in the next stitch. This completes another group. Continue to crochet 1 more group. The last slip stitch should be made at the joining point. Do not fasten off the yarn after completion. This completes round 2. Continue crocheting the next round. Starting round 3. Make 1 beginning chain to start, not counted as a stitch. Then make 7 half double crochets in the large chain space on the left side. Tighten the lower yarn strand while crocheting. Don't forget to place a stitch marker on the first stitch. Next, skip the slip stitch on the left side. Pick up the chain space of the left stitch, and make 2 single crochets. Note: here you need to pick up the entire chain stitch to crochet. After completion, consider the finished part as one group. This round is repeating this group pattern. Let me demonstrate again. Skip the slip stitch. Make 7 half double crochets in the large chain space on the left side. Skip the slip stitch on the left side. Pick up the chain space of the left stitch. Make 2 single crochets. Another group is completed. Continue to crochet the remaining group. After completion, on the first stitch of this round, make 1 slip stitch. The third round is now complete. Switch colors for the next round. Weave in ends for this round. Continue to crochet the fourth round. Start from the first stitch of the previous round. Join yarn at the second stitch to the left. Then work 2 chains as beginning chain. As the turning chain for the half double crochet, place stitch marker at the top of the beginning chain. Then make 1 chain stitch. Skip 1 stitch. Work 1 double crochet in the stitch to the left. Three chain stitches. 1 double crochet and 1 chain stitch. Skip 1 stitch and work 1 half double crochet. 1 chain stitch. Make 1 slip stitch in the stitch to the left. 1 chain stitch. Skip 2 single crochets. Make 1 slip stitch and 1 chain stitch on the next half double crochet. After completing, consider the finished section as a group. This round is about repeating the pattern of this group. Note: when crocheting the remaining groups, connect them to the short side of the fabric piece formed by joining motif 1. First, work 1 half double crochet in the stitch to the left, 1 chain stitch. Skip 1 stitch, work 1 double crochet in the next stitch. 1 chain stitch. Connect the next chain stitch to the corner position of motif 1. Then work 1 chain stitch. Insert hook below the double crochet, then work 1 double crochet and 1 chain stitch. skip 1 stitch, work 1/2 double crochet on the left stitch, 1 chain stitch, work 1 slip stitch on the left stitch. Connect the next chain stitch to the chain braid at the midpoint of one side of motif 1. After completing, skip 2 single crochets, work 1 more slip stitch on the left half double crochet stitch, 1 chain stitch. This completes one group. Now work another group. Work 1/2 double crochet and 1 chain stitch on the left stitch, skip 1 stitch, work 1 double crochet on the next stitch, 1 chain stitch. Connect the next chain stitch to the corner position of motif 1. After completing, work 1 more chain stitch. Insert the hook into the double crochet stitch below. Work 1 more double crochet and 1 chain stitch. Skip 1 stitch. Work 1/2 double crochet on the left stitch. 1 chain stitch. Work 1 slip stitch on the left stitch. 1 chain stitch. Skip 2 stitches on the first stitch of the previous round. Work 1 slip stitch, 1 chain stitch. After completing, join with a slip stitch on the beginning chain of the round. Pull tight. At this point, the fourth round is complete and connected to the adjacent motif 1. Then secure the yarn. Now you can try on this piece roughly. Pay attention to the symmetry on both sides of the fabric. If you want to lengthen the dimension of this piece, follow the pattern of alternating color schemes. Attach another motif 1 to the other end, because the yarn of motif 1 will be used for the wristband later. If adjustments are needed, you can skip to the wristband section's demonstration video first. After completing the wristband part according to the video and chart, use the remaining yarn to lengthen this fabric piece 1 of the scarf. After completing the required motif 1, attach one motif 2 to the other end in the same way. Refer to the previous demonstration for the method. This concludes the crocheting of fabric piece 1. This is the sample swatch after crocheting is finished. Continue crocheting the edging for fabric piece 1. Take out the corresponding yarn at any side of motif 1. At this right side corner position, join yarn at the first chain space on the left side. Make 1 beginning chain after completing. Continue at the joining yarn position. Work 1 single crochet and 2 chains. On the left motif 1 round 2 where there are consecutive double crochets, find the middle double crochet. Pick up the strand on the wrong side of the stitch. And the chain loop from round 3 above. Work 1 single crochet and 2 chains together. Work 1 single crochet and 2 chains in the left chain space. At the gap where 2 motifs connect on the left side, work 1/2 double crochet and 2 chains. Check after completing. Now we're on motif 1. We've worked the corresponding stitch pattern. Repeat the same stitch pattern on each motif 1. Let me demonstrate again here. Skip the corner position. Work 1 single crochet and 2 chains in the left chain space. Pick up round 2 of motif 1. the middle stitch of consecutive double crochets, the strand behind the stitch, and the chain loop above. Work 1 single crochet and 2 chains together. Work 1 single crochet and 2 chains in the left chain space. In the gap between the 2 left motifs, work 1/2 double crochet and 2 chains. Now we've completed the corresponding stitch pattern on another motif 1. Work the corresponding stitch pattern. Continue following this demonstration. Keep crocheting until reaching the position of left motif 2. Now we've reached the corresponding position. Next, continue working on motif 2. Skip the chain space at this corner. In the left 2 chain spaces, work 1 single crochet and 2 chains in both. After completing, check the left side. The insertion point for the 2 single crochets on round 3 of motif 2, which is the chain space from round 2. Insert the hook into this chain space, and work 1 single crochet, while wrapping the loops above. When crocheting here, slightly pull up the loops before working. After completing, work 2 more chains. Then in the left 2 chain spaces, work 1 single crochet and 2 chains in both. After completing, there are 3 chain spaces on the left side. Work 2 consecutive single crochets on top, 3 chains, 2 single crochets and 2 chains. Then in the left 2 chain spaces, work 1 single crochet and 2 chains in both. After completing, pick up the insertion point of round 3 on motif 2, the single crochet's insertion point. Work 1 single crochet and 2 chains. Remember to pull up the loops while working. Continue to pick up the left 2 chain spaces. Work 1/2 double crochet and 2 chains in both. In the gap between the 2 left motifs, crochet 1/2 double crochet and 2 chains. This completes the stitch pattern on motif 2. Now half of the edging on piece 1 is finished. The remaining half follows the same technique demonstrated earlier. Continue downward following the chart and demonstration. Complete the remaining part accordingly. This is the completed swatch after finishing. Continue with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Then secure the yarn tail. After completion, take all yarn tails encountered during crocheting. Hide them along the wrong side. This completes the edging for piece 1. Next, let's learn how to crochet piece 2. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Work back and forth in rows. The new stitch techniques used include 5 double crochets together. Pay attention when crocheting. The actual yarn used has longer fibers, making it hard to see the stitches clearly. You can follow along with the video first, or practice with other yarns. After learning the corresponding crochet techniques, then proceed with crocheting. Next, Please watch the demonstration. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Here we're making it convenient for crocheting. Use an adjustable magic ring. Because the yarn is thick, you can hold it directly with your left hand. Pass through between middle finger and index finger. Pinch the yarn tail with thumb and middle finger. Then place the crochet hook underneath the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. A loop forms on the hook. Left hand thumb and middle finger. Pinch the crossing point of the loop. Position the hook to the left of the yarn. Yarn over and draw through. Continue pinching the loop. Keep the size consistent. The adjustable magic ring is completed. Now crochet the first row. Make 3 chains to start. First crochet 1 chain stitch. After completing, you can feel it. There will be a small hole. Continue to crochet 2 more chain stitches. Feel the chain stitches again. When feeling continuously, there will be a small bump between every 2 chain stitches. The indented small hole position is where the chain stitches are. In subsequent crocheting, no stitches are worked on the turning chains, so we won't mark it here. Continue to crochet 1 more chain stitch. Crochet 5 double crochets into the starting chain space. Crochet 1 chain space between every 2 double crochets. After completing the last double crochet, pull tight the starting tail of the yarn. This completes the first row. Take a look. Between every 2 double crochets, there will be a larger space. This is where the chain spaces are. After finishing the first row, there are 5 chain spaces in total. If you're unsure of the position, place a stitch marker in each chain space first to mark it. This makes it easier to distinguish. Move on to crocheting the second row. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. Turn the work counterclockwise and crochet 1 chain. Then find the first chain space on the left side of row 1. In each chain space, crochet 1 double crochet. Between every 2 double crochets, crochet 1 chain space. Crochet a total of 5 double crochets. After completing the last double crochet, the second row is done. Continue crocheting the third row. This row uses the exact same technique as the second row. Chain 3 as beginning chain. Turn the work and crochet 1 chain. Then in each chain space of the previous row, crochet 1 double crochet. Crochet 1 chain space between every 2 double crochets. This completes the third row. While crocheting, remember to check the stitch count as you go. After finishing the third row, you can take piece 1 to compare with it. It should be slightly bigger than piece 1. If there's a significant difference, adjust your tension and recrochet. When counting rows, start from the first row. Count the larger chain spaces upward from the bottom. The number of large chain spaces indicates how many rows you've crocheted. Then follow the same crocheting method from rows 2 to 3. Continue until only one row remains on piece 2. Note, if piece 1 has added motif 1. For each motif 1 added, piece 2 should increase by 2 rows in height. You can also compare with piece 1 as you crochet. Crochet until approximately one corner position remains for motif 2. Now let's crochet the final row. Work 2 chains as beginning chain. After turning the piece over, continue with 1 double crochet 5 together. The technique for this stitch is, first work 5 incomplete double crochets. Here you pick up the left side chain spaces to crochet. First work 1 incomplete double crochet, yarn over, insert the hook into the chain space, yarn over and draw through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. The incomplete double crochet is completed. The incomplete double crochet is completed. Work another stitch. Yarn over and insert into the left side chain space. Yarn over and draw through. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Another incomplete double crochet is completed. Continue to complete the remaining 3 incomplete double crochets. Make sure the loops don't slip off while working. You can press down gently with your right hand. After completing, yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook in once. Five double crochets work together as one is completed. The fabric piece 2 is now done. Compare fabric piece 2 with fabric piece 1 again. The lengths should be identical now. Don't cut the yarn. Next, crochet the scarf edging. Place the edging piece of fabric piece 1 on top of fabric piece 2. Crochet the edging in rounds. No new stitch techniques are used. Next, please watch the demonstration. Continue crocheting from the loops of fabric piece 2. Place fabric piece 1 with the right side, facing up on top of fabric piece 2. To make it convenient for crocheting, you can use stitch markers too. Roughly secure the position of the 2 fabric pieces first. Then continue crocheting downward. Make 1 beginning chain. Then make 1 single crochet, to conveniently mark the first stitch. Place a stitch marker on the loop on the hook. Add 1 stitch marker. Note: the scarf edging chart will show 2 types of single crochets, red and blue. Red single crochets mean you need to pick up both fabric pieces at the same time. That is, the chain space at the corner of fabric piece 1's edging, and the pointed shape position of fabric piece 2. Pay attention to fabric piece 2. Due to yarn color, the position might be hard to see. Just roughly pick up the segment near the edge to crochet. After completing this single crochet, the position marked by the stitch marker will be the first stitch of this round. When done, it's a blue single crochet, meaning you only pick up fabric piece 2 underneath. Again, pick the segment near the edge of fabric piece 2. Next is a red single crochet. Pick fabric piece 1's edging. On the left side, chain space and corresponding fabric piece 2 to crochet. Pay attention when crocheting. The red single crochet can be slightly loose. Continue with 2 blue single crochets on fabric piece 2 underneath. Skip 1 chain space on fabric piece 1's edging. Crochet 1 red single crochet in the next chain space, and fabric piece 2 underneath. 2 blue single crochets. Skip 1 chain space. Crochet 1 red single crochet in the next chain space and fabric piece underneath. 2 blue single crochets. Check out the scarf edging. It looks like this. Red single crochet picks up both layers of fabric. Blue single crochet picks up fabric piece 2 underneath. Except for both ends where motif 2's top stitches need to be crocheted according to the chart. Motif 1's top stitches follow a certain pattern. Generally, it's 2 blue single crochets. Then after skipping 1 chain space on motif 1's edging, at the next chain space, crochet 1 red single crochet. These 3 stitches form a group to repeat crocheting. Continue downward following the chart and demonstration. Complete this round. When crocheting in practice, you can also adjust the insertion position yourself, as long as the fabric piece remains mostly flat after finishing, and the 2 fabric pieces are connected, without noticeable large spaces. Pay attention to the red single crochets when connecting. Crochet them slightly looser. Slip stitch into the first stitch of this round. Pull tight. Then chain 1 to secure. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. Then hide the yarn tail along the wrong side of the fabric texture. Also hide the starting yarn tail. This completes the scarf edging. Next, crochet the fluffy ball strap. Begin with a magic ring. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. The new stitch technique used is double crochet decrease. Next, please watch the demonstration. First, begin with an adjustable magic ring. Hang the yarn on your left hand. Place the crochet hook underneath the yarn. Yarn over. Make the magic ring loop as small as possible. Yarn over and draw through. The adjustable magic ring is complete. Because the starting hole is small, place a stitch marker to mark the position. After completing, work the first round. Make 3 chains as beginning chain. Place a stitch marker at the top chain stitch. If you can't find the position, feel for the dent underneath the loop with your hand, which is the center of the top chain stitch. To make crocheting easier later, place a stitch marker on each stitch in this round. You can place the stitch marker on the loop on your hook. Then work 1 double crochet into the magic ring. If you can't find the position, crochet at the stitch marker position of the beginning chain. This completes 1 double crochet. The stitch marker marks the stitch of this double crochet. This round requires a total of 10 double crochets. Now including the beginning chain, 2 stitches have been completed. Continue marking while crocheting in this way. Continue to complete the remaining 8 double crochets. After completion, remove the stitch marker from the beginning chain. Gently tighten the starting yarn tail. Then pick the beginning chain marked by the stitch marker. Make one slip stitch. When crocheting, place the starting yarn tail above as well. Gather them together. Pull tight. This completes the first round. Continue to crochet round 2. First work a double crochet decrease. The technique for this stitch is, first work 2 incomplete double crochets. Since it's the beginning of the round, the technique is a bit special. Work 2 chains. Corresponding to the beginning chain below, counts as 1 incomplete double crochet. Then place a stitch marker on the loops on the hook. Next on the stitch marked by the left side marker. Work 1 incomplete double crochet. Then yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook in once. The double crochet decrease is done. The stitch marker marks this round of stitches. Continue with 1 double crochet decrease. After this, no need to place stitch markers anymore. First work 1 incomplete double crochet on each of the 2 left side stitches. Then yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook in once. Another double crochet decrease is completed. Continue to work 3 more double crochet decreases. Note: the side facing us should bulge outward. Join with a slip stitch in the first stitch marked by the stitch marker. Pull tight. Round 2 is complete. Now 1 pom-pom is done. If there's excess yarn tail from casting on, continue to tuck it inside. Then crochet chain stitches. The specific length of the chain can refer to the chart, or adjust according to personal preference. After finishing, leave a long yarn tail and cut the yarn. Thread the yarn tail through the loop and pull tight. This completes one fluffy ball strap. Next, thread the yarn tail onto a darning needle. Using any method, attach it to both ends of the neck warmer. Gently tighten the thread while sewing. Weave in ends and fasten off. This completes the pom-pom crocheting and assembly. Then crochet another pom-pom and chain. Note that both sides of the chain should be the same length. Then sew it to the other end of the neck warmer. Now take out the pet brush. Brush the crocheted surface of the fluffy honey. To make the fabric surface fluffier, the tassels and pom-poms also need brushing. If you don't have a pet brush, you can use a small comb at home. When brushing the pom-poms, pay attention to brush all around the circle. This is the brushing method. Refer to this demonstration. Brush all the remaining crocheted parts of the fluffy honey yarn. Brush them like this. Pay attention to brush the sides as well. That's all for the neck warmer part. Next, crochet piece 3 and the edging for piece 3 of the wrist warmer. No new stitch techniques are used. Let's first look at piece 3. It's made up of 4 motifs of color 1. The crochet method was explained in piece 1. Note: the first 3 motifs of color 1 are worked and joined along the side normally. When crocheting the last motif of color 1, you need to join it with the motifs on both sides simultaneously. The joining methods are identical. Refer to the instructions and previous demonstrations below. Just complete crocheting piece 3. Now let's look at the edging for piece 3. It's crocheted on the top and bottom 2 rounds of piece 3 respectively. The technique and insertion points are similar to the edging of piece 1 in the neck warmer. Only here there's no piece 2. Compare with previous demonstrations and pattern charts. Complete the edging for piece 3 on both top and bottom 2 rounds. After finishing all crocheting, weave in ends on the wrong side for later use. Now let's crochet piece 4, using chain cast on, working back and forth in rows. No new stitch techniques are used. Next, please watch the demonstration. First, make the foundation chain. Leave a yarn tail and make a slip knot. Then work chain stitches. To make it convenient for later crocheting, place stitch markers at all odd-numbered stitches. First work 1 chain, then mark this stitch with a marker. Then work 2 chains. Then at the chain stitch closest to the hook. place one marker to mark it. If you can't find the position, pay attention to feel the dent. When placing stitch markers, keep the direction consistent, all placed from top to bottom. Continue casting on. Cast on a total of 10 stitches. After completing, check the number of markers. This way the starting chain is done. Continue to crochet row 1. First work 3 chains as beginning chain. Then work 1 chain space. Then at the stitch marker on the left side. Pick up the chain and work 1 double crochet and 1 chain. Continue at each stitch marker on the left side. Work 1 double crochet and 1 chain. Keep crocheting until the last marker position. When crocheting, pay attention. Don't twist the chain stitches, meaning the marker direction should remain consistent. Work 1 double crochet on the last chain. Now row 1 is completed. For rows 2 to 8 of fabric piece 4, the crochet technique is identical to rows 2 to 3 of fabric piece 2. Refer to the previous demonstration and chart. Work the required number of rows. This is the completed swatch. After finishing, you can try it on. It should wrap around the widest part once. If the size isn't enough, you can continue crocheting upward following the same pattern. Once you reach the desired size, continue to work the final row. Make 1 beginning chain. Turn the fabric piece over. Position the starting row at the top. Pick up the rightmost chain space in the first row. Make 1 slip stitch. The rightmost chain space of the previous row. Work 1 slip stitch. Continue to the next chain space on the left side of the starting row. Work 1 slip stitch. Work 1 slip stitch in the next chain space on the left side of the previous row. Check. Here we're alternating slip stitches between the starting row and the previous row's chain spaces. Alternate crocheting slip stitches. Continue all the way down to the last chain space of the previous row. Once completed, piece 4 is finished. You'll need this yarn later. Don't break the yarn. Now crochet the wrist edging. This involves overlapping piece 3's edging with piece 4 and crocheting them together. No new stitch techniques are used. Now, let's show. Next, place piece 3 with the right side facing up. Overlap it on top of piece 4. Align any corner position of the motif with the yarn tail position. Work 1 chain. Crochet 2 blue single crochets on the bottom piece 4. Tighten the starting tail while crocheting. Next, pick up the corner position of motif 2. The left top chain loop. Crochet 1 red single crochet together with the bottom piece 4. Check it. The wristband edging and scarf edging have similar techniques, and piece 3 only has motif 1. Just follow the chart to complete this round. After finishing, slip stitch at the first stitch marked by the stitch marker. Then secure the yarn. Cut the yarn and weave in ends. This completes one round of wristband edging. Now crochet the other side of the wristband edging. First in the gap between these two motifs. At the connection point, attach yarn at the corresponding top piece 4 position. Then continue crocheting as demonstrated before. While crocheting, pay attention. Don't let the motifs pucker. This completes the wristband edging. Then continue with the demonstration. Crochet another identical wristband. After completing, turn them to the wrong side for brushing. Brush the edging areas on both sides as well. That's all for the wristbands. Up to this point, the entire neck warmer and wristbands are completed. If you have any unclear parts during the crocheting process, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get supports. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.